talking about Earth observations, I wanted to share today my experience with the group on Earth observations. I will be, okay. So I was introduced to the group on Earth observations in a GEOSS in the Americas in 2009. And I participated because I was doing research in Earth observations applications for water quality. So I came to this conference, and that was the end, the beginning of everything. Between 2009 and 2011, with a group of friends, we started talking about what we would like to do in the Americas. And it was clear for us that our objective was to raise the technical capacity in the use of Earth observations in Latin America. So in 2011, at that moment, didn't exist AmeriGEO or anything. We started with actually a group of 4 or 5 friends, to do capacity building. We invited one of the persons that I'll be mentioning later, Jim Nelson. He came in, provided classes on hydrology, actually. We were at the Naval Academy, and we had like 80 participants that year. This is another class. We started connecting to NOAA with the GeoNetcast system. So between 2011 and 2015, we were sort of an ad hoc group, and we call ourselves GeoSCLIC, the Community for Hydrology in Latin America and the Caribbean. So we did actually capacity building in associations with academic institutions in Latin America at that time. So in 2014, at that point, the US and other countries were aware of what we were doing ad hoc in the Americas. The GEO principals actually met in Bogota, Colombia, and decided to create AmeriGEO. AmeriGEO was later then launched at the GEO Ministerial in Mexico. And as you see, there is a big group of leaders that are women. Then this is actually what have we done in the last 5 years? We have visited Colombia, Costa Rica, Brazil, Peru, with what we call AmeriGEO Week, and is a week of capacity building. In the later years, we have done symposiums to invite the Latin American community and community outside of the continent to participate. We provide instructions for targeting government institutions, mainly because they don't have the luxury to be in a semester at the university. So these are very intensive courses of about 32 to 40 hours during the week to learn about applications in agriculture, in hydrology, and so forth. So these are just pictures of our meetings. Our last one was CONIDA, the space agency in Peru. In Brazil, we were at INPE. They were our hosts. In Costa Rica, everything was done through the GEO Costa Rica, but also the University of Costa Rica. And in Colombia, we partner with National University and GEO Colombia. We have trained about 500 people in this AmeriGEO Week throughout the time of AmeriGEO. Then I want to jump into another initiative, which is very close to my heart. GEOSS is the Global Water Sustainability. How it started was through independent path. And I want to mention here Jim Nelson, Dr. Jim Nelson from BYU, from Brigham Young University. He was doing some work. He's also a hydrologist. And he started some work. In the meantime, I was doing capacity building. We met at one of these events in Latin America. And since 2017, when GeoGloss was launched, we have been working on creating a global hydrological forecast. And you see in the upper right corner, this is the list of partners that are part of that project. And a big partner is ECMWF in Europe. We also have USAID, ESRI, the World Bank, and so forth. We presented the hydrological forecast in Kyoto, and I want to go to this side very quickly. Okay, so here is the hydrological forecast. I hope that you can see my screen. And what basically it does is you can go to any place in the world. And here I'm going to South America. And it takes a little bit, but it will load now you can see the rivers, right? And this is live. Then I can ask for a hydrological forecast for any stream in this service. So it is wonderful because it is public. We have been working with several countries around the world for the implementation, and voila. Here is the stream flow. I mean, is for hydrologists, right? So this is wonderful because communities who don't have, in countries mainly who don't have the capacity to produce a forecast, will be able to have some information. So I want to go back to, so my final message is that, throughout all these years, I have not been alone. I have been working with amazing people who have similar objectives, who are interested in raising capacity in many areas. And so alone, I go by this proverb, individually we are one drop, but together we are an ocean. And I want to leave it here. Bente, you asked me to talk about the equality. I think that is still that's a challenge in many countries, in some more than others. But I think that we, in the Americas right now, we are trying to work at an earlier stage. So we want to go not only teaching and talking to the younger generation, and I'm talking about high school students, elementary school students. It is necessary to start inspiring women and in general the younger generation at an early age, so that they are more aware of all their decisions, and the implications on the well-being of Mother Earth. So it is a challenge, and I'm very happy to see this type of webinar, and I hope that we can continue working together, promoting Earth observations.
Well,
thank you.